Hello dear students. In our last part of video, we have seen preparation method of aldehyde, we have seen preparation method of ketones, we have also seen some common preparation methods, and we have seen physical properties. So today we are going to discuss the chemical properties of aldehydes and ketones. We have to study nucleophilic addition reactions. Nucleophilic addition reaction followed by elimination of water molecule. Here we will be discussing a lot of interesting reactions. Oxidation reaction, reduction reaction, and certain miscellaneous reaction. So let us begin with the first one, nucleophilic addition reaction. Whenever any nucleophile attack on carbonyl compound, so I will take the example like let's say Z minus is a nucleophile, and whenever it attack on the nucleophile, it will attack to carbonyl carbon. The doubly bonded electron will move to oxygen and we will get a tetrahedral intermediate. Now there will be certain hybridization changes in this reaction. Now this tetrahedral intermediate stabilizes by forming addition product. So now what are the hybridization changes? Initially this carbonyl carbon was planar with sp2 hybridization. Now when the addition product is formed, the hybridization of carbon changes to sp3, and this carbonyl carbon which was sp2 hybridized changes to sp3 due to addition product. But there is a difference in which aldehyde react, ketones react with these nucleophiles. Let us compare their reactivities. So when we are comparing relative reactivities of aldehydes and ketones, we find that ketones are overall less reactive than aldehyde. The very first reason is inductive effect. In inductive effect, we discuss about plus I or minus I effect. Now, the relative reactivities of aldehyde and ketone in nucleophilic addition can be attributed to amount of positive charge on the carbon atom. Which carbon? Carbonyl carbon. Greater the positive charge, that means higher will be the reactivity. But now in ketones, we know there are two bulky alkyl groups that will increase electron density on carbonyl carbon due to plus I effect. As a consequence, positive charge on carbon atom in ketones will discourage the attack of nucleophile. Therefore, ketones becomes less reactive than aldehyde. Now, formaldehyde, where there is no alkyl group, and therefore it becomes the most reactive among aldehydes and ketones. This whole topic is asked as give reason question. Now I have given you a generalized statement, but in your board exams a specific sentence can be asked. For example, why ethanol is more reactive than propanol, etc. So I will just try to explain you this reactivity order. So I have shown you the example of formaldehyde, aldehyde other than formaldehyde, and ketone. Just now I told you that in ketone, two bulky alkyl groups, their plus I effect will increase the electron density or carbon atom. As a result, they becomes the least reactive. Formaldehyde, there is no bulky alkyl group. Therefore, carbonyl carbon can easily undergo nucleophilic addition reaction. It is the most reactive aldehyde. Another reason why ketones are less reactive as compared to aldehydes is steric hindrance. Now, what do you mean by steric hindrance? We know the size of alkyl group is more than that of hydrogen. Now, what happens in aldehyde? There is only one alkyl group attached to carbonyl carbon. Whereas in ketones, there are two bulky alkyl groups. Now, being bulky in size, they will cause a hindrance to the attacking group, and that is what we call as a steric hindrance. As the size and number of alkyl group will increase, hindrance to attacking of nucleophile will also increase. reactivity will decrease. Ketone, there are two bulky alkyl group. Now if I compare it with formaldehyde, hydrogen being very small in size, the attack of nucleophile will become very easy. Whereas in case of ketone, there will be two bulky alkyl group which will give hindrance to the attack of nucleophile. If I compare it, aldehyde other than formaldehyde, then there will be only one alkyl group, there will be hindrance, but compared to ketone it will be less hindrance. As a result, formaldehyde becomes the most reactive one and the ketones becomes less reactive for nucleophilic addition reaction. Along with this aliphatic aldehyde and ketone, we have to compare the reactivity of aromatic aldehyde and ketones also. Now when we compare the reactivities of aromatic aldehyde and ketones, we see a big reason of resonating structures. Because of resonating structure, the magnitude of positive charge on carbonyl carbon decreases. This carbon which is attached directly to benzene ring, the positive charge on it decreases, and just now we have seen greater the positive charge on carbon atom, greater will be reactivity. But in this case what is happening? The magnitude of positive charge on carbonyl carbon decreases due to resonance and therefore it becomes less susceptible. That means it will give nucleophilic addition reaction with little bit difficulty. So overall I can say aromatic aldehyde and ketones are less reactive when they are compared with aliphatic aldehyde and ketone. So now we can easily answer the question that would you expect benzaldehyde to be less or more reactive than propanol? I hope the answer you must be able to give now. So let us begin with the first nucleophilic addition reaction, addition of hydrogen cyanide. I will explain with the respect to ethanol. Carbonyl compound when treated with hydrogen cyanide will give a product called as cyanohydrine. Now what do you mean by cyanohydrine? Cyanohydrine means compound where hydroxyl and cyanide both are attached to same carbon atom. Now in chapter haloalkanes and haloarenes we have seen that when we add cyanide we can convert it into number of compounds. Like suppose I have a cyanohydrine product with me. Now on its complete hydrolysis in acidic medium we get carboxylic acid. Its partial hydrolysis will give us amide. And its complete reduction will give us amine. So this reaction or addition of HCN will be very useful during conversions. Whenever we want to increase the number of carbon atom and we want carboxylic acid or amine or amide or amine, then we can carry out nucleophilic addition reaction of carbonyl compound with hydrogen cyanide. We will get the product cyanohydrine. The next reaction is addition of sodium bisulfite. Any carbonyl compound, whenever it is treated with sodium bisulfite, it gives a product which is reversible and it gives crystalline water soluble compound. Now this addition product is a crystalline as well as water soluble. Now this reaction has its own importance as the reaction is reversible. We can say the addition product, this addition product which we have got, can be converted back to aldehyde or ketone, the original aldehyde or ketone, by simply use of either mineral acid or aqueous alkali. And therefore this reaction is used. Therefore this reaction can be used for either purification or separation. Purification or separation of carbonyl compounds. From other compounds. And therefore this reaction is important to us. Next is addition of Grignard reagent. This we have already done in our previous two topics. Aldehyde such as formaldehyde, when it is treated with Grignard reagent, methyl magnesium iodide, we know how the arrows or how the group of movement of the groups. The alkyl groups moves to carbonyl carbon, magnesium halide moves to oxygen. So we get addition product along with one more carbon atom in the original compound, and that's why it is called as ascent of series reaction. Now when it is further hydrolyzed in acidic medium, we will get 1 degree alcohol. The same product I can write as. So this we have already seen in the preparation of alcohols that formaldehyde when treated with Grignard reagent gives us 1 degree alcohol. Now aldehyde other than formaldehyde, for example ethanol, when treated with Grignard reagent, it's always better if you show the movement of these arrows and practice the reactions accordingly. The addition product followed by hydrolysis in acidic medium will give us 2 degree alcohol. So this product I can write as this is isopropyl alcohol, 2 degree alcohol. It's a 2 degree alcohol. Now when ketone is subjected to reaction with Grignard reagent, I have taken the example of propanol reacted with methyl magnesium iodide. The movement of alkyl group, movement of magnesium halide part. First of all, we get addition product followed by hydrolysis in acidic medium gives us 3 degree alcohol. So this is tertiary butyl alcohol. Methanol will give 1 degree alcohol. aldehyde other than methanol 2-degree alcohol, and the ketone will give 3-degree alcohol. So our next addition reaction of carbonyl compounds is that of with alcohol. Carbonyl compound, let's say like aldehyde, when treated with alcohol like ethyl alcohol in presence of dry HCl, first of all we get a hemiacetal product. Now this is called as hemiacetal. Now what is hemiacetal? It is a gem alkoxy compound. Now this, when further treated with 1 more mole of ethanol in presence of dry HCl, we get dialkoxy compound, and this product is called as acetal. Now the definitions of hemiacetal, acetal, cyanohydrin and all these are asked, that I am going to show you just after explaining the next reaction. Suppose I carry out the reaction of ketone. Now the generally ketone do not form acetal, but it will form cyclic product. So propanol, when it is treated with ethylene glycol, it will form cyclic ketal. H2O will be removed. Obviously in presence of dry HCl. So the alkyl part of ketone forms a ring with alcohol, and this is what we call as cyclic ketal. Now what is the function of this dry HCl? Dry HCl will absorb this water molecule formed during the reaction, as well as it helps in the protonation of this oxygen of carbonyl carbon, and therefore the electrophilic attack becomes easier. All these reactions are reversible. Dilute, I have shown it reversible. By use of dilute mineral acid, we can get back the original aldehyde or ketone. So these are the definitions of cyanohydrin, hemiacetal, acetal and ketone. These definitions are asked for 1 mark in your board exams. So that was all about the first topic, nucleophilic addition reaction. Now the second topic or the next chemical property of aldehyde and ketone is nucleophilic addition reaction followed by loss of water molecule. Under this heading, basically we discuss the addition of ammonia and its derivative to carbonyl compound. So we'll begin with the first one. How does carbonyl compound react with ammonia? Any carbonyl compound, whether I take aldehyde or whether I take ketone, when it reacts with ammonia, I will write it like this. And what is our heading? It is by loss of water molecule. So water molecule is lost and we get addition product imine, either of aldehyde or of ketone. About imine, I have already told you that imine means when carbon is doubly bonded with nitrogen and nitrogen is attached to either hydrogen or any other compound. Okay, second one, with amines. Carbonyl compound such as either aldehyde or ketone, when reacted with amine, again there will be loss of water molecule and we get addition compound of either aldehyde or ketone called as Schiff's base. It can be also called as substituted imine. The next reaction is with hydroxylamine. Carbonyl compound, either aldehyde or ketone, when treated with hydroxylamine. This is hydroxylamine. Again, there will be loss of water molecule. And we will get with aldehyde or ketone, we'll get an addition product called as oxime. Now this whole topic, I will say, it is important as many conversion reactions they are asked from this. You have to remember the name of the product and the name of the reagent. Moving on to the next one. Next nucleophilic addition reaction is with hydrazine. Hydrazine is NH2NH2. So the carbonyl compounds, when treated with hydrazine. So till now we have seen every time there will be loss of water molecule, resulting in the formation of hydrazone. Now this product is called as hydrazone. Next with phenylhydrazine. So aldehyde or ketone when treated with phenylhydrazone. Phenylhydrazone means from hydrazine one hydrogen molecule will be replaced by phenyl group. Will result in formation of addition product, but only when there is a loss of water molecule. And this addition product is known as phenylhydrazone. Suppose I have taken here propanol, then this product will be called as acetone phenylhydrazone, or I will say phenylhydrazone of derivative of acetone. The next, and which is a very important one, with 2,4 dinitro phenylhydrazine. Very important one. This 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine is commonly known as 2,4-DNP reagent. The carbonyl compounds, they show a characteristic reaction with 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine. The structure of 2,4-DNP is the same as that of phenylhydrazine. The only difference is that there will be two NO2 groups at 2 and 4 position. As usual, there will be loss of water molecule, and we will get 2,4-DNP addition product. Now this 2,4-DNP test is very important as it is a characteristic test of carbonyl compounds. This 2,4-DNP addition product is obtained in the form of either a red or yellow-orange color PPT. Other carbonyl compound do not give this reaction. This reaction is given by only either aldehyde or ketone. When any carbonyl compound is treated with 2,4-DNP, if we get red color PPT, we will say it is aromatic carbonyl compound. And in case we get either yellow or orange color PPT, then it will be aliphatic carbonyl compound. So it is a very characteristic test of aldehyde and ketone. It will be used in distinguishing test of aldehyde and ketones. The last nucleophilic addition reaction which involves the removal of water molecule is with semicarbazide. The carbonyl compound, when it is treated with semicarbazide, with the loss of water molecule, it will give semicarbazone. Now there is one very interesting thing associated with this reaction. As we can see, there are two NH2 groups involved in semicarbazide, but only one NH2 group is involved in the reaction. Now why it is so? That is one of your important give reason question. Many a time this question is asked in your board exam. As you can see in these structures here, there is a hyperconjugation, or I will say there is a resonance. As a result, this nitrogen which is attached to C double bond O gets involved in resonance, and therefore now this lone pair is not involved in the reaction. As a result, only one NH2 group is available for nucleophilic attack. So, although there are two NH2 groups in semicarbazide, only one is involved in nucleophilic addition reaction. Here I have shown all these nucleophilic addition reaction which involves loss of water molecules, that is ammonia derivatives, in a tabular form. This will help you to remember which reagent to be used and therefore which product you will get. For example, if I want phenylhydrazine as a product, I will use phenylhydrazine as a reagent along which will react with carbonyl compound. Suppose I am making hydrazine to react with carbonyl compound, I will get hydrazone as a product. Now there is a very simple trick to remember all these products. If you remember the formulas of these reagents, we can easily write the product. We know that in carbonyl compound, carbon is attached to oxygen with a double bond. Simply you have to remove the double bond and write this name or the formula of the reagent, and automatically you will get the formula. So this table will help you to memorize all these things in one nutshell. The remaining reaction we will be discussing in our next part of the video. But before we say goodbye, let us try to solve some questions on your own. So here are some questions that you will try to solve on your own. For solving first question, you can take the help of table which I have shown you just now, so that you will be able to choose the proper reagent. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Happy learning.